male voice, lolly voice, monster voice.
Okay, huwag na tayo paligoy-ligoy mga suki. Direkta na lang tayo sa ating programa sa gabing ito. Okay, consolidated news. Okay, dito pa rin sa platform po ng ADLSN TV News Online Corporation sa programa Halo-Halo Special Opinion Balita at iba pa, no? Kasama po serbisyo publiko tinig ng mamamayan at sa kaugnayan sa mamamayan. Anong oras na? Anong time check natin, no? Okay, 16 minutos po pasado alas 8. Okay. And then ang kalendaryo natin 20 po ng Mayo 2024. Okay. Gabi po ng Lunes, mga suki, mga kababayan, no? So, siyempre, itong, okay, pagka matay po ng presidente po ng Iran, mga suki, no? Okay, presidente ng Iran. Okay, si President Ibrahim Raisi, no? Ang masasabi ko na lang, okay, magmula sa programa, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun, no? Lahat naman tayo pupunta roon, lahat mga suki, mga kababayan na. Okay, magandang gabi. Good evening. Okay, kumusta kayo? And then, yung mga nakikinig sa atin, shout out na lang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Okay, magsubaybay sa ating programa, no? Ayan. So, in-research ko itong kunting profile, okay, ng leader ng Iran, no? Okay, sila mang palad. Okay, nag-crash ang kanilang helicopter, no? Ayan. Diyan po sa boundary po ng Azerbaijan at saka Iran, mga suki, mga kababayan, no? Okay, inaugurate po ng project. Kaya napunta po diyan si Ibrahim Raisi, mga suki, no? So, basahin po natin na munting profile niya. Ang tunay po pangalan po ni Ibrahim Raisi ay si Ibrahim Raisul Sadati. Ulitin ko, no? Ibrahim Raisul Sadati, commonly known as Ibrahim Raisi in short. Okay, pagpasok niya sa politika, yan ang ginamit niya, no? Para madali matandaan. Okay, was an Iranian politician who served as 8th President of the Islamic Republic of Iran from 2021 until his death in 2024. So, ilang taon na, no? Okay, ilang taon na yun? Mag 3 years, no? Okay, anong pagkaintindi nyo, no? Principle, please. Ano pa pagkaintindi nyo? Principle, please, no? Okay, and a Muslim jurist. Okay, judge pala ito, mga suki, mga kababayan, no? Magaling ito mag-Arab itong si Ibrahim Raisi, no? Sa Arabic language. A Muslim jurist, he became president after 2021 election. Iyon po ang kanyang background, no? Ang source natin, Wikipedia. Ayan. Okay, pinanganak siya he was born December 14, 1960. Matanda ko 2 taon, no? Okay, Mashhad, Iran. Taga Mashhad, Iran siya. Okay, died May 19, 2024 at the age of 63. matanda ko 3 taon, no? Discsimers Forest, itong lugar po, no? Ano ba yung si Magsaysay, saan ba yung namatay siya, no? Sa Mount, ano ba yon? Manunggal? Okay, ganito. Ito, ganoon din. Mountain din po itong binagsakan po ng kanilang sasakyan, no? Okay, sa Discsimers Forest, Khoda Afarin, country Iran, mga suki, no? Ang kanyang asawa ay his spouse, Jamile Ala Molhada. Ulitin ko, no? Ang kanyang asawa, si Jamile Ala Molhada. Okay, 1983 to 2024, no? Ayan. Bata pang asawa niya, no? Siya 1960. Okay, previous offices, itong si President Raisi, President of Iran, 2021 to 2024, Chief Justice of Iran. Malakas talaga, no? Okay, 2019-2021, no? President term, August 5, 2021, May 9, 2024, no? Ang kanyang party, political party, Combatant Clergy Association. Okay, full name, Sayyid. Ito nga tunay niya pangalan, no? Okay, Sayyid Ibrahim Raisol Sadati. So, yan lang po makuha natin na ang kanyang profile. Itong si President po ng Iran, itong si Ibrahim Raisi, na? Okay, hardliner po, mga suki, ang political pagkapolitikal niya, no? Okay, conservative at saka hardliner. Okay, a hardliner, anti-West, mga suki, mga kababayan, na? So, Ibrahim Raisi. Okay, conservative, ayan, itong pagkatao po ni Ibrahim Raisi, mga suki, mga kababayan, na? Okay, so, pangkihan natin po pagmon ng buong mundo. Okay, sa pagkasawi po ng lahat sila man namatay, pati si Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian Hayyan. Okay, nasawi din. 7 ata sa isang helicopter, patay sila lahat, mga suki, no? Mahirap makasurvive. Nakita ko yung binagsakan nila. Okay, sa isang mountain, bundok po, mga suki, mga kababayan, no? Talagang mahirap makaligtas. Ayan. So, pakinggan natin po ang mga Iran global condolences. Okay, kay President Ibrahim Raisi at saka itong 8 pa ibang 6 pa yung kasama nila namatay po doon sa helicopter na yun, no? Okay, 5 oras pang nakaraan. Okay, itong condolences, okay, pinalabas po ng independent news po dyan po sa Middle East. Pakinggan natin.
It is 6 GMT, that is 9:30 a.m. in Iran, where people are waking up to the news that the president, Ibrahim Raisi, has died. Red Crescent search crews have arrived at the site where the helicopter carrying the president and his foreign minister crashed. 73 teams are in the area, that's close by Tawa village. 9 people were on board, all believed to be dead. The wreckage was found in the East Azerbaijan province of Iran. The Red Crescent says crews on the ground have advanced and specialized equipment. They reached the site after an extensive search operation and mobilized 30% of Iran's armed forces. So this is the site of the crash. President Raisi began his journey in the border town of Khoda Afarin, near Azerbaijan. From there he headed towards the city of Tabriz in the northwest. The helicopter went down in a mountainous region near Utsi, Thick fog and rain hampered search efforts in this remote area. Ibrahim Raisi's death brings to an end a career spent at the heart of the Iranian clerical establishment. Russell Serdar looks back at his life now.
Ibrahim Raisi was born to a clerical family in Mashhad, Iran's second largest city and home to the holiest Shia Muslim shrine in Iran. He was 5 years old when his father, a renowned cleric, died. His family's close relations with the clerical establishment helped him climb the career ladder. At the age of 15, he began his studies in the city of Qom, the center of the most prominent Islamic seminary in the country. Among the clerics he studied under was Iran's current supreme leader Ali Khamenei. After the revolution in 1979, Ayatollah Khamenei became Iran's president, and Raisi was appointed prosecutor of the city of Karaj at the age of 20. In 1983, he married the daughter of Ahmed Alam al-Huda, a powerful cleric and representative of Iran's supreme leader in Mashhad. 2 years later, at the age of 25, Raisi was appointed deputy prosecutor in the capital, Tehran. He was one of 4 judges who sat on secret tribunals established in 1988. Thousands of prisoners were sentenced to death and then executed. During a media conference in 2021, he was asked about his role.
All I've done during my terms, always, I've moved towards defending human rights, to confront those who disrupt the rights of people and committed ISIL-like crimes or carried out anti-security actions.
Ayatollah Khamenei, Raisi's main supporter, was elected as the new supreme leader in 1989, and he appointed Raisi as Tehran prosecutor. Raisi's rise through the judicial system was unprecedentedly rapid. In the following years, he became Attorney General. In 2016, the Supreme Leader named his former student Raisi custodian of Iran's wealthiest religious foundation, the Astane Quds Razavi, which managed the shrine of 8 Shia Imam Reza in Mashhad and has vast economic holdings in various sectors nationwide. Raisi ran for president in 2017, campaigning to fight corruption. He lost the race to his fellow cleric Hassan Rouhani, but the defeat did not tarnish his image. In 2019, the Supreme Leader appointed him head of the judiciary, allowing him to strengthen his relations further across critical institutions in Iran. In 2021, Raisi again ran for president. Prior to the election, the Guardian Council disqualified several prominent reformist candidates who were Raisi's challengers. He won the election uncontested, but the turnout was the lowest since the 1979 revolution. As president, he promised to reconcile the people and the government.
People wanted a government to compensate for damage, restore trust and bridge the gap between the nation and the government. The relationship between those two can always solve many problems.
But in 2022, the Islamic Republic faced the most widespread social unrest since its establishment. Nationwide protests and overseas too lasted for months, sparked by suspicious death in police custody of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. She had been arrested for allegedly violating Iran's mandatory hijab headscarf law. When Raisi took office, Iran's economy was crippled by decades of Western-imposed sanctions. In 2023, Raisi's government attempted to revive the economy and put an end to the international isolation. His government normalized diplomatic relations with regional rival Saudi Arabia and strengthened ties with Russia and China, earning full membership in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and BRICS group of countries. Despite those efforts, Iran's economy remains in crisis, and hostile relations with the West keep Iranians isolated from the international financial system. Raisi was also a member of Iran's 88-seat Assembly of Experts, which selects the Supreme Leader. Many believe that his growing power in the political and military establishment made him a prominent candidate to succeed Ali Khamenei.
We can speak to Russell live now, standing by for us in Tehran. Russell, so the focus now very much on bringing the remains of President Raisi and the Foreign Minister back to Tehran ahead of funerals, I guess.
Indeed, now the rescue teams are saying that the bodies are being taken to the vehicles, to be taken to the city of Tabriz, where President's helicopter was heading toward before being crashed. However, it's going to take time because the terrain is quite challenging there. The weather conditions are still challenging. And now they are going to be taken to the city of Tabriz and then after Tabriz, perhaps to the capital, to Tehran. But whether the burial ceremony is going to take place in Tehran or not is not clear yet. So in 2020, when the head of the Quds forces of Iran, Qasem Soleimani, was assassinated in Baghdad, then his body has been taken to Iran, and he has been also taken to several other cities across the country, and then back to the city of Karbala in Iraq, and then finally he has been buried in the city of Kerman, where he was born. So now we're expecting the state funeral to take place in Tehran, and the bodies are going to be open for the people who wants to pay their respect, and also for the visits of the state dignitaries. However, probably the most likely he will be buried in the city of Mashhad. Two reasons for that. First, his political career, his career has started in that city. He was born in that city. And second, that city hosts the shrine of the 8th Imam Raza of Shia. So it is a considerably important religious center for Iran. And so the expectations are that most likely he's going to be buried in the city of Mashhad. However, as of now, we know that the 9 people who were on board in that helicopter, the president of the country, Ibrahim Raisi, the foreign minister of the country, Hussein Emir Abdullahian, the governor of East Azerbaijan province, imam of the Juma Mosque of Tabriz, and head of the presidential security unit, another pilot, a technician, the co-pilot, and another security guard. 9 people are dead, and their bodies are being retrieved from the site of the crash to the vehicles to be taken to the city of Tabriz before heading toward the capital.
Rasul, as we're talking, we can see live pictures from very close to the site of the helicopter crash. Still very foggy there. Pictures breaking up a little bit, but it's still very foggy, and I think it was a lot worse overnight when that helicopter was flying, and then it seems flew into the side of the mountain, and there will be very close scrutiny of that crash site to try and figure out what happened.
Indeed. So as of now, regarding the technicalities, so we have seen that Iranian officials were primarily focusing on the weather conditions. They were saying that the terrible weather conditions are the primary reason for the collapse, for the helicopter being crashed. So, and also there are some reports about regarding the technical issues with the helicopter. We know that it was quite an old helicopter, and regarding the fact that the Iranian aviation industry has been under the sanctions since decades by the Western world, particularly by the USA, the equipments, the aerial vehicles, helicopters, the civilian passenger planes are quite old, outdated, and due to the sanctions, the Iranian authorities, officials, are not able to replace the old, outdated parts with the modern, updated version. So that is also one of the primary reasons. But we have not seen so far any Iranian official embarking or embracing any conspiracy theory. They have not mentioned even a single time that whether it was a sabotage or there has been an external interference or not. They, from the first minute on, they have focused on the harsh weather conditions, the extreme weather conditions. One of the things also as an update. So now, according to the Constitution, in the case of the sudden death of the president, so the first vice president takes the office. And now the Iranian authorities are saying that since yesterday, the head of the state, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, has already given the authority to the first vice president, Mohammad Mohbir. So now he is officially and practically the head of the government and running the state affairs. So that is quite important because of the continuity of the state affairs. Last night, when it was almost obvious that the chances of anyone surviving such an accident was quite slim, the president, the head of the state, the supreme leader of the country, Ali Khamenei, came out and assured the nation that the state affairs are not going to be interrupted. And many people have read that statement as an attempt to prepare the nation for the bad news. And now the authorities are saying that the supreme leader has already delegated, has already assigned the first vice president, Mohammed Mukhbir, to take care of the state affairs, to lead the state affairs as the head of the government. So officially and practically now, Mohammed Mukhbir is in charge of the office of the president. And according to the constitution, in 50 days, he has to take the country to an election, and the nation is going to elect a new president after 50 days.
All right, the protocol, the constitution has been mobilized. Russell Serda, thank you very much for that. Well, the ripples of this spread far and wide, not least to Lebanon, where we find Zena Hodder, our correspondent in Beirut, who joins us on the phone. So, Zena, any reaction there now?
Well, Iran, of course, a country enjoying a lot of influence and sway in Lebanon. There's still no statement from the Lebanese government or Iran's ally Hezbollah. Now, Iran and Lebanon enjoy ties on the official level and on the unofficial level. Relationships have been described as brotherly, strong, but no doubt it is also because Hezbollah and its allies control political power in this country. But Raisi's death is unlikely to change this relationship. Yes, he is an important figure in the establishment, but he is not the main decision maker in Iran. It is the supreme leader, and it is also the supreme leader who dictates and sets foreign policy. And on that helicopter, another man who died, the foreign minister, a very familiar face in Lebanon, he is instrumental in implementing that foreign policy. He has visited this country numerous times in recent years, especially in recent months since Israel's war on Gaza. And it was a way for Iran to project its influence, to show its role in the conflict. He would hold meetings with Hezbollah officials, hold meetings with Hamas officials. Iran, of course, leading the so-called axis of resistance, all who have open fronts against Israel to help Hamas in Gaza. Now, no doubt you can replace a man, you can replace a minister, but he was also close to the security establishment, and he had a close personal relationship with officials in Lebanon, Hezbollah officials, as well as officials in neighboring Syria. And just a few weeks ago, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's leadership in Syria and Lebanon, they were targeted in an apparent Israeli strike in Damascus, and they too were killed. So no doubt these are all losses, but the supreme leader is assuring his people that nothing will change, state affairs will not be interrupted, and strategic decisions and foreign policy is not expected to change.
Okay, putol natin muna. Okay, sandali lang, no? Okay, para naman nakinabang tayo rito, no?
Female voice, male voice, lolly voice, monster voice.
Okay. Okay. Continue natin, no?
Zena, what about the timing of this? Because, of course, geopolitically, the region is in a fair bit of turmoil.
Yes, regional tensions, as well as tensions along the Lebanon-Israel border. Iran's ally Hezbollah engaged in an 8-month confrontation now with the Israeli army. Some have described it as a war of attrition, a low-intensity conflict, but it is steadily escalating. And, Hezbollah owes a lot of its strength, its power, even its weapons from Iran. And Hezbollah does not hide that fact. It does not shy away from that fact. So it is very important for, stability to continue in Iran. Especially since, like I said, we're seeing this intensification of the conflict. If there's no deal along the border, some sort of new arrangement, then we could see
tubilan ang
conflict. And it's not just that. I mean, we have the tensions just last month, the first direct confrontation between Iran and Israel, Hezbollah saying that, or indicating its willingness to engage more massively if there is a wider conflict between Iran and Israel. So it's not just what happens in Iran. This is a country that has projected its influence across the region. So everyone will be watching closely to see whether or not there's going to be a smooth transition in Iran. But most analysts will tell you that the strategic decisions, which still lies in the hands of the supreme leader, will not change. And what we could see is a more prominent role of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards in the upcoming stage.
Interesting. Zena, thanks for that. Zena Hodder there in Beirut. Let's head to Amman now, to the Jordanian capital. Imran Khan, our correspondent, joins us there. And Imran, so shockwaves about this around the region. Will we hear anything official from Israel?
It's very unlikely that we're going to hear anything official from Israel. Probably likely lots of comments from political analysts, from perhaps the more far-right element of the government, but certainly nothing official. And the reason for that is there's no love lost between Israel and Iran. They've been loggerheads since 1979, the Islamic Revolution in that country. But what Israel will be doing is watching the transition very, very carefully. Remember, this wasn't just the Iranian president that's passed away, and there's the foreign minister as well. They are two key people who have been driving Iran's reactions and Iran's policy towards Israel. So Israel now is going to be taking a look at Mohammed Mufti. They'll know a lot about him, obviously, clearly he was the vice president. They'll be looking to see what Khamenei, the supreme leader, does, who he perhaps backs and pushes in the presidential elections, which will take place in about 50 days at time, according to the Iranian constitution. So this now for Israel is about seeing what shakes down and what they're going to have to deal with. But more importantly than that, they'll be looking to see if there's any opportunities here, whether there's a weakness here that they can exploit. Remember, Israel is very good at pushing its own agenda forward, despite the fact that they do blame the Iranians for support of Hamas, the Houthis in Yemen, and Hezbollah.
And of course, all this comes at a uniquely low point in the relations between Israel.
Okay, sandali lang, i-break natin, ha? Okay. Okay, yung sound na yan, kaya hindi tayo matalong-talong mga suki mga kababayan, no? Yung narinig nyo, yan po ang sound na hindi kayang talunin po itong programa natin, no? Ayan. Okay, sige lang. Okay, masipag kasi itong tagahawak ng microphone maghanap ng balita, no? Ayan. Kung hindi ka masipag, okay, tihado ka na, down ka.
To say the least.
That's absolutely right. In mid-April, there was a direct strike from Iranian territory into Israeli territory. It was very well telegraphed. It was orchestrated. All of the drones that we use and the missiles we use were actually destroyed by Israel's rocket defense system, and that came as a result of the consulate, Iranian consulate, that was attacked in Damascus by the Israelis. That kind of changed the game almost immediately, that attack on the consulate, because it was the first time the Iranians turned around and said, we are going to react at a time of our choosing, rather than using, say, the proxies I just mentioned earlier, the Houthis in Yemen, Hamas in Gaza, or Hezbollah in Lebanon. This was a direct attack. But remember, this goes back decades, since the 1979 revolution, Islamic revolution in Iran. The Israelis have long blamed the Iranians for going after a nuclear program designed to attack Israel. The Israelis have killed several Iranian nuclear scientists. The Iranians have actually reacted there with attacks on embassies and things like that, but it all used to take place outside of both countries, and that was the deal. But after that attack on the consulate, it all changed. So that's another reason that it won't just be the political establishment will be monitoring the transition very carefully. It'll be the military and the intelligence as well. Whether it's going to be a reshaping of any kind of decision making remains to be seen. The Iranians have already been very clear that nothing will change, that it is business as usual as the caretaker government continues to be put in place.
Imran, thanks for that, Imran Khan there in Amman. Thank you. To Baghdad in Iraq, Mahmoud Abdulwahid is standing by for us there. And Mahmoud, any official reaction from the authorities there?
Well, Nick, definitely Iraqi officials have been among the first officials in the world to react to what they consider the tragedy, as it has been echoing here, according to Iraqi officials. The Speaker of the Parliament, of Iraq's Parliament, saying that Iraq is standing with Iran leadership and with the people of Iran in this tragedy, and Iraq is sharing Iranian brothers and sisters in the Islamic Republic of Iran the sorrow and sadness in this painful tragedy. Also, the Prime Minister of Iraq, Mohammad Shia Sudani, saying that Iraq expresses support for the Iranian people and leaders in this tragic incident. Also, the National Security Advisor Qasim Al-Araji paying condolences to the Iranian people,
male
saying
voice,
and stating
yelling
that
voice, monster voice.
the deceased Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian are major personalities, and they have had major rules in the stability in the region. Now, as Iraqi officials saying that the tragedy that has happened to the Iranian president and the foreign minister along with their companions is echoing in Iraq, because they believe that these are major figures in the Iranian establishment, the establishment that has been always a major supporter of Iraq, of Iraq's case, of Iraq's government, of Iraq's institutions. As you know, that many institutions here in Iraq, including military institutions, still look up at the supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, at the Iranian president and the Iranian institutions. So the tragedy, as they say, Iraqi officials say, has been echoing here in Iraq, given the fact that Iraq has been a major ally with the Iranian establishment.
Mahmoud, thanks very much, Mahmoud Abdulwahid there in Baghdad. Well, Iran's constitution says that in the event of
Okay. So sandali, break lang muna tayo. And then balikan natin. No, wala na.
voice, male voice, lolly voice, monster voice.
Ayan po ang balita po tungkol pagkamatay po ng itong Iranian leader, President Ibrahim Raisi. Okay, siyam pala pati pilot, no? 2 pilot, 7 ang pasahero, siyam po sa isang helicopter ang nalakasan ng buhay, mga suki, mga kababayan, no? Okay, so pupunta tayo rito sa national politics. Kaninang araw ng Lunes, nakita natin nanumpa po si Senator Chis Escudero, no? Bagong Senate President, itong Chis Escudero, no? Ayan. So, nawalan na ng kapangyarihan yung taga Mindanao, kababayan natin taga Mindanao, itong si Senator Mig Subiri, no? Okay, so wala na. Okay, ang Mindanaoan, wala na po natira, no? Okay. Wala nang natirang, okay, pinuno po, okay, ng mga malaking institution natin katulad ng Senado at saka itong Kongreso, mga suki, no? Okay, si Martin, hindi naman, Martin Romualdez, hindi naman taga Mindanao. Okay, parting Visayas siya, mga suki, mga kababayan, na. Ayan. Okay, ano pang susunod na balita natin, okay, sa gabing ito, mga suki, no?
For those of you just joining us, we're covering breaking news out of Iran and the helicopter carrying Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi as well as the foreign minister has gone missing in bad weather conditions in the...
It is 400 hours GMT, that is 7:30 a.m. in Iran, where as the sun rises, hopes fade for the nation's President Ibrahim Raisi. Red Crescent search and rescue teams have arrived at the crash site of the helicopter carrying the President and his foreign minister. They say there is no sign of life. 73 rescue teams are present in the search area of the accident. That's near Tawul village. So yes, the wreckage of the helicopter has been found in the East Azerbaijan province of Iran, where the helicopter was carrying the President and the foreign minister, and that's where it went down. The Red Crescent says the crew has arrived with advanced and specialized equipment. That is after a huge search and rescue effort that mobilized 30% of the Iranian armed forces. So the site of the crash is here. Iran's President Raisi began his journey in the border town of Khuda Arafan near Azerbaijan. From there he headed towards the city of Tabriz in northwest Iran. The aircraft crashed in the mountainous region near Utsi. Thick fog and rain hampered search and rescue efforts in the remote mountainous area. So let's bring you now to Jared Ali Hashim, who's live here in Doha. He's covered Iran extensively, and that picture, that one picture of the crash site, it doesn't look as if anybody could survive that. And we haven't got official confirmation yet, but that's what we're waiting for. But all you can see is the tail is intact, and that's
it. Actually, the picture shows a lot, tells a lot, and we're reading now some of the Iranian IRGC commanders talking about this, mentioning that there is no one left alive, but it's not yet official. Some of the Iranian news agencies, for example, the semi-official Mehr news agency, posted a picture of the president saying that the president is a martyr now. Now, for now, we're waiting for the official announcement, the television, the state TV, state radio, IRNA, Iranian news agency, to announce that officially.
And as and when, if and when, I should say, that announcement comes, what are the implications?
Well, immediately after the announcement, well, first of all, there'll be Quran on the television, the Iranian television, and then there'll be announcement. It depends who's going to announce this. Then, of course, the VP, Vice President Mohammad Mukhbir, will be the president immediately, and his government will start preparing for the next election. That should be organized within the coming 50 days.
Right, the Supreme Leader has been at pains to say that there will be a smooth transition should the worst have happened.
Yeah, actually yesterday he said that. He said people should not be concerned because there's a system and things, and whatever is going to happen is not going to impact their lives. So, in fact, as we've been discussing in the past, this has happened.
Okay, ang susunod na president ng Iran is si Muhammad Muqti, ang vice president. And then hawakan niya pagdating ayon sa constitution nila, okay, mag-elect naman bago within 50 days na. Okay, ayon po sa kanilang constitution. So, hawakan muna. Ilang buwan yun? Okay, may isang buwan, no? Ang hawakan po ni Muhammad Muqti. Kasalukuyan po, Vice President po ng Iran. Okay. So, madali lang ang transition sa kanila, no? Okay. Sige. Anong oras na? Okay, anong oras na? Alas 8:30. 57 mga suki, no? Okay, sige lang.
Before in Iran, and it seems the system is strong. It doesn't really depend on an individual, even if it's the president or the foreign minister. Because now we know the president was on this plane, the foreign minister Amir Abdullahian was on this plane. Of course, besides the governor of Eastern Azerbaijan and the Imam of Tabriz, Muhammad Ali al-Hashim. So clearly several personalities, but the main two personalities are the president and the foreign minister.
And of course, investigations will soon begin as to how this happened exactly. When you look at these pictures, you can see just how foggy it is. These were, an hour or so ago at the rescue scene on the side of a hill overlooking the crash site. You can see how foggy it is there, and I think conditions were much worse during the night.
Yeah, indeed, and that's why they had to use the Turkish drones because of the technology it has.
Right, it spotted the heat source.
The heat source, yes. Actually, it spotted the first heat source. It wasn't then the second heat source, and of course, within the coming hours, we will start knowing and understanding how things accumulated and how they were able to reach the space. And it's a very mountainous area, as you can see, very foggy. Even in the night there was snow, and the whole country was mobilized. I mean, this is the president of the country. So the whole country was mobilized. The IRGC, the security apparatuses, the Red Crescent, of course, was present and was giving hourly or maybe every now and then updates. And of course, now the moment of truth has come, and everyone is waiting now the official announcement, because it's clear the fate of the passengers is
sure. The international effort is clear here. We can see pictures at top right of the screen of the drone view of the crash site, and that was supplied by Turkey. I think there was a drone that came in from there, and as you say, spotted the heat source. It really has been a mass mobilization to try and find the helicopter.
Of course, I mean, in a country like Iran, a president being missing for 17 hours is something vast. It's massive. Especially the Iranians as an establishment would always want to be regarded by its people and by the world as being in control. And having a president missing for 17 hours doesn't really serve that narrative. So, and that's why they've been doing everything. Of course, first of all, they need to rescue him in case he's still alive, and in case he's dead, they need to, do whatever should be done for such a situation.
And what about the regional implications of this? It comes at a very tense time geopolitically, doesn't it?
Of course, the whole region. Actually, Iran has been in a confrontation just a month ago with Israel, literally. But this is not going to change anything with respect to Iran's policy in the region or in the world. A president, of course, takes care of implementing the policies, but he doesn't take the decisions. Actually, in Iran, decisions are made, are enriched, are manufactured, and there are several sources and several let me say, influences with respect to the decision-making process, because it's a process. And the president is one of those people. The foreign ministry is also there. But at the end, policies are made at the Supreme National Security Council, and there's a supreme leader who is the head of state, who puts the main lines. The president implements that. What could change between a president and another is just like how things changed between Hassan Rouhani, the former president, and Raisi. The rhetoric, the way they convey the messages, or between Ahmadinejad and maybe Hassan Rouhani. Differences here aren't really with respect to the policy as much as there are differences with respect to who is conveying these policies and who is implementing these policies.
All right, Ali, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thanks for that. These are the very latest live pictures from the kind of holding zone near where the helicopter went down. You can see rescue teams and various people there just as lots of cars are arriving. There's quite a big entourage of people at the ambulances there and all sorts as they try and access the site and see the true extent of the damage. Let's now go to Tehran. Russell Serda is standing by. Russell, what are you hearing?
Well, now the semi-state news agency, Mehr news agency, is reporting that all the passengers are dead. It says that they're martyred. So, and it is the first time at this level there is a confirmation coming. And when we look at the wreckage of the helicopter, the chances of anyone surviving such an accident is quite slim. So, because we see that the whole cabin of the helicopter is completely burned, and also the local authorities are saying that some of the bodies are burned and they have not been able to identify who is who at the site. And also just a little ago, one of the executives of the president's team, Mohsin Mansouri, has texted, has posted on his X account, the social media account, and saying that surely to Allah we belong and to Him we all will return. So this is a verses from Quran, and according to the Islamic tradition, when someone passes away, this is being quoted from Quran. It is also a condolence. So this is Mohsin Mansouri, the executive deputy of President Ibrahim Raisi, and now conveying his condolences, saying, implying that all passengers in that helicopter, 9 passengers, including President Ibrahim Raisi, the foreign minister of the country, Hussein Amir Abdullahian, and the local governor.
Female voice, male voice, lolly voice.
Okay.
Of East Azerbaijan province and 6 others. So in total, 9 of them all are dead. They have passed away. Quoting a verses from Quran means a condolence. So now we have 2 confirmations from the semi-state news agency Mehr, and also the president's executive deputy Mohsin Mansouri, saying that the passengers on the crashed helicopter are all dead.
So just to confirm what Russell is saying there, President Raisi, the Iranian president, and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian, and the governor of Iran's East Azerbaijan province and other officials and bodyguards who are on the helicopter are all dead. We've seen the pictures from the scene of the helicopter, and you can just see from that that's how it would be impossible for anyone to have survived that. So I can confirm that President Raisi of Iran has been killed in that helicopter crash in the north of Iran. Retzel, what happens now? What are the protocols that are in place?
Well, according to the Iranian constitution, the first vice president is going to take the job, assume the office, who is now Mohammed Muhbir. And by the approval of the supreme leader, he's going to be the president, interim president, and within 50 days, the country has to go to an election, has to hold an election to elect the new president. So in this case, as there are now the confirmations coming from two important official sources, President Raisi is almost confirmed that he's killed in that the crash. And so, according to the constitution, the procedure is quite clear. However, the expectations here are that this is going to cause a power vacuum in the country, because President Ibrahim Raisi was a significant figure in the Iranian politics. He was enjoying the backing from the supreme leader. He was very much close to the supreme leader. He has his blessing. He was well connected among the political, financial, and military expectations in the country. And so they say that there are no other names that could match his gravitas and the support that he had. So there are the expectations that, particularly among the conservatives, there's going to be a race and internal fight over who is going to be the next president and potentially who is going to be the successor of the current supreme leader.
Retzel, just tell us the mood in the country. I mean, the actual confirmation of this is only just filtering out, of course, but I think people will have feared the worst. What's been the sense that you've got from how people are reacting, the general population at large?
Well, from the first moments of the news being reported on, we have seen several statements from the state officials calling the nation to pray for the health and safety of the president, the foreign minister, and all the passengers that were in that helicopter. And we have seen thousands and thousands of people gathering in the religious centers, particularly in the city of Qum, which is the center of the seminary teachings in Qum, and also in the city of Mashhad, which is the most important religious center of the country. And also President Ibrahim Raisi was from the city of Mashhad, and before becoming the president of the country, he was the head of one of the associations of the tomb of the 8th Imam of Shias, and that institution, that association, managed billions of dollars. So we see that not only in these two cities but across the whole nation. Some people are on the streets, some in the mosques, in the big masjids. They have been praying for him, but there is a sense of shock as well. Everybody's asking.
Okay, power po ang organization nila, no? Okay, yung 8 imams sa tradition nila na mag-control po ng lahat ng kayamanan po ng Iran Republic, masuki, no? Okay, yun ang 8 imams. Okay, doon sa isang site na yun, isang place, lahat yun ay nakalibing doon sa yung tradition ng Shia ba. Ayan. So, continue lang natin, konti na lang. Okay, and then magbalita tayo ng hangin. Ayan.
Now, what next? So, what is going to happen? So, that's why the supreme leader of the country, the head of state, Ali Khamenei, last night came out and said that he assured the nation that the state affairs are not going to be interrupted in case of the death of the president. He says that state apparatus in the country do not depend on a certain individual. The procedures are clear and it's going to work and function.
Okay. So, yan po ang katapusan ng balita, no? Okay, mag-break muna ako and then magbalita tayo ng hangin. Ayan.
monster voice, female voice, male voice, valley voice.
Okay, balita na tayo ng hangin, no? And then, time naman ng rest. Ayan. Okay, itong pinaka-latest balita ng hangin, no? Ayan.
Muna tayo sa lagay na ating panahon ngayong araw ng Monday, May 20, 2024. Sa kasalukuyan ay easterlies na lamang yung nakakaapekto sa ating buong bansa. Kaya asahan nga natin sa may Metro Manila at sa ating buong kapuluan yung partly cloudy to cloudy skies with chances of localized thunderstorms. So kahit easterlies lang yung nakakaapekto sa atin, ingat pa nga rin tayo sa mga tsansa ng mga pagbaha at pagbuho kapag nagiging katamtaman hanggang sa malalakas yung mga pag-ulan. Wala rin naman tayong namomonitor na low pressure area or bagyo sa loob or malapit sa ating Philippine Area of Responsibility, pero hindi naman natin tinatanggal yung possibility na may mabuong low pressure area sa mga susunod na araw. Para naman sa lagay ng panahon bukas sa may Luzon for Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon, mga tsansa pa nga rin ng mga thunderstorms yung ating dapat pag-ingatan dahil partly cloudy to cloudy skies condition pa rin naman tayo. Agwat at temperatura sa Metro Manila bukas ay 26 to 35 degrees Celsius, 17 to 24 degrees Celsius sa may Baguio, 23 to 32 degrees Celsius sa may Tagaytay, 25 to 33 degrees Celsius sa may Lawag, 28 to 33 degrees Celsius sa may Legazpi at 25 to 34 degrees Celsius naman sa may Tugigaraw area. Agwat naman ng temperatura sa Puerto Princesa at Calayan Islands ay 27 to 34 degrees Celsius. Para naman sa lagay ng panahon, bukas Visayas at Mindanao area. So patuloy pa nga rin yung fair weather conditions with chances of localized thunderstorms o yung mga pulo-pulong pag-ulan, pagkidlat at pagkulog. Yung ating mga kasamahan sa may Regional Services Division ay maglalabas ng mga thunderstorm advisory, rainfall advisory o hindi kaya heavy rainfall warning kung kinakailangan. Agwat ang temperatura for tomorrow, Tacloban at Davao ay 26 to 33 degrees Celsius. Sa may Iloilo ay 27 to 34 degrees Celsius at 28 to 32 degrees Celsius naman sa may Cebu. Agwat ang temperatura sa Zamboanga at Cagayan de Oro ay 25 to 33 degrees Celsius. Wala pa rin tayong nakataas na gale warning sa kahit na anong baybayin ng ating bansa. Para naman sa 3-day weather outlook ng mga pangunahing syudad sa ating bansa, so makikita natin, Metro Manila and Baguio City, Wednesday to Friday, patuloy pa nga rin yung partly cloudy to cloudy skies conditions with chances of localized thunderstorms. Although makita natin Legazpi City, Wednesday and Thursday, magandang panahon, mga tsansa ng mga pag-ulan, posible. Pero pagdating ng Friday, hindi lang dito sa may Legazpi City, posible rin sa may Bicol region na maging maulan dahil nga sa magiging epekto ng papalapit na low pressure area kung ito ay mabuo man. Agwat naman para naman sa lagay ng panahon sa may Visayas area, Metro Cebu, Iloilo, fair weather conditions kung saan may mga chance nga lang ng mga localized thunderstorms. Pero dito sa may Tacloban City, Wednesday, patuloy pa rin yung fair weather condition na may mga chance na localized thunderstorms. Pero pagdating ng Thursday and Friday, posible nga magpaulan. Yung magiging low pressure area man kung mabuo ito sa may Tacloban City o di kaya sa may silangang bahagi ng Visayas area. Sa Metro Cebu, ang maximum temperature posible umabot ng 32 degrees Celsius Wednesday to Friday. Sa may Iloilo City naman, posible umabot ng 34 degrees Celsius ang maximum temperature at sa may Tacloban, 33 degrees Celsius, posibleng maabot na ating maximum temperature. Para naman sa lagay ng panahon, Metro Davao, Cagayan de Oro, Zamboanga City, patuloy pa rin, partly cloudy to cloudy skies condition na may mga pulo-pulog pag-ulan, pagkidlat at pagkulog. Although, posible by Thursday, maging maulan sa may Caraga region. Sa Metro Davao, dito, posibleng umabot ng 34 degrees Celsius ang maximum temperature. Sa may Cagayan de Oro City, posibleng umabot ng 33 degrees Celsius ang maximum temperature. At sa may Zamboanga City, posibleng umabot ng 34 degrees Celsius ang pinakamataas na temperatura sa susunod na 3 araw, Wednesday to Friday. Sa Kalakahang, Maynila, ang araw ay lulubog ng 6:18 ng gabi at sisikat bukas ng 5:27 ng umaga. Huwag magpapahuli sa update ng Pag-asa. I-follow at i-like aming Facebook at Twitter account, DOST_Pag-asa. Pag-subscribe sa aming YouTube channel, DOST-Pag-asa Weather Report. At para sa mas detalyadong impormasyon, bisitahin ang aming website, pag-asa.dost.gov.ph. At yan man po muna ang latest mula sa Weather Forecasting Center ng Pag-asa, Veronica C. Torres.
Okay, salamat Veronica P. Torres. Okay. So, yan po ang kompleto balita natin sa gabing ito. Okay, ang suggestion natin, okay, Iranian regime should buy a new helicopter, no? Ayon po sa analysis ng anchor na yon, okay, may mga kalumaan na po ang mga kagamitan po ng katulad po ni President Raisi, no? Okay, luma na po ang helicopter kasi dahil sa sanction, okay, hindi sila nakabili ng helicopter, mga suki, no? So, ayan. So, 17 hour bago po na-rescue. Kasi sasama na ang panahon. Okay, bago po na-rescue itong si President Ibrahim Raisi at saka yung mga kasama niya. Kasama po ang Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Hayan. Kasama po doon nasawi, no? So, iba pang 7 kasama yung 2 pilot. Okay. Na Paris po diyan po sa binabagsakan po sa bundok, okay, ng territory po ng Iran. Ayan. Okay, may patutsada po ang regional, no? Ang mga grupo po ng United Bangsamoro Justice Party, okay, patungkol po kay Governor Sultan, okay, Abdul Shakur Malail Tan. Okay, nung panahon daw ng ball, ay ayaw po niya na ay tumulong sa ball, no? Okay, parang mag-boycott siya. And then ngayon ay gusto raw maging chief minister, mga kababayan, no? Okay, karapatan yun sa kanyang suffrage right. Okay, tangang mga bar. Okay, karapatan yun ni Governor Abdul Shakur Tan magtakbo po ng sa bar, no? Sa ilalim po ng Republika, ano ba yun? 154 ba yun? Nakalimutan ko ng number, no? 1154 ata. Okay, kung hindi ako magkamali, no? Ayan. So, yan po ang patutsada po ngayon. Okay, nung panahon daw ng ball, ayaw po ni Abdul Shakur Tan tumulong sa ball. Okay, sa plebiscite. And then ngayon, gusto raw maging chief minister, no? Okay, yan po ang patutsada po ng hanay ata ng United Bangsamoro Justice Party, no? Yung mga ba? Away po sa social media. Ayan. So, yan po. Okay, ang balita natin sa gabi ito na. Okay, so dito sa programa Consolidated News natin, okay, sa platform ng ADLSN TV News Online Corporation, Okay, sa programa Halo-Halo Special, Opinion, Balita at iba pa. Kasama po serbisyo publiko tinigdang mamamayan at sa kaugnayan ng mamamayan. Okay, so paalam tayo. Okay, wala tayong masamang tinapay. Pag dito sa programa natin, sigurado ako. Okay. So, this has been Abs Damahan lamang po, mga tagapakinig. Ayan.
Ang